Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture on discourse segmentation, text coherence, and discourse structure. So, discourse segmentation is mainly used to determine the parts of a text uh, and based on its theme or topics, we used to identify coherence present in the text, and it may be grouped as a paragraph or topic or sections to understand and analyze relationships between texts. So it finds different structures in the text, including sentences or large piece of text. So we have to break down the text into individual parts to understand the structure and meaning of the discourse. So this is very important in many NLP tasks to understand the structure and relationships between the text. So it supports various tasks like text summarization, sentiment analysis, machine translation, information retrieval. And we have several features to identify this discourse structure, discourse segmentation. We can use specific words or phrases. For example, the word however, in conclusion can be used to indicate segment boundaries. And we can use syntactic features to detect the piece of text or sentence by parsing the given text, and we can analyze the sentence structure present in it. We can also use punctuation symbols like dot or comma, semicolon, colon, or other punctuation mark to segment the text into pieces. We also use coherence marker. For example, the word because and therefore connects one paragraph with another or one sentence with another. So this can be used to detect discourse boundaries. For example, in this given sentences, and in this passage, we have three sentences. The first one is John went to the store. The second one is he bought some milk. The third one is he also picked up bread. So these sentences are related to each other, and we are going to segment this into individual sentences. So we are getting three sentences from it. The first one is John went to the store. The second one is he bought some milk. The third one is he also picked up bread. So here each sentence is considered as a segment. It has specific meaning and conveying the specific task. As a whole, we can understand that these are all related to each other. So in a more complex task, the segments may not correspond to sentences directly, but it can represent larger chunks, any specific topics or argumentation text. Now let us discuss about text coherence. Text coherence specifically means the logical flow present in the text and the connections between sentences or large sections of the text. So this helps the readers and the systems to understand ideas and connections between sentences, how it is related to the idea, and helps the system to understand the meaning. So it makes the text grammatically correct and also meaningful. This is very important in many NLP tasks, including text summarization, machine translation, dialogue generation, and information retrieval. So this can be achieved by applying various types of referential coherence. In referential coherence, for example, it may refer to anaphora. We can use referential coherence identifying the anaphora. Anaphora refers to pronouns that is referring to the previous sentence or previous entity present in the text. For example, he, she, they, and all refers back to the previous mentioned entities. It shows the relationship between the second sentences and the first one. It creates a connection between sentences. So for example, in this given passage, the word he refers back to John. It establishes coherence between the two sentences. So the first sentence is John was late to the meeting. Second sentence is he missed the first part of the presentation. So here he refers to John. And we can also identify causal relationships. We can establish these causal relationships by identifying the word that connects two sentences. For example, in this passage, she forgot to set the alarm. As a result, she was late for work. So here, result, the word result connects these two sentences, showing the causal relationship. The next type of coherence is temporal coherence. In this coherence, we use words that refers to time. For example, after, then, next. These are all the words used as a marker to create a sequence of events. In this passage, he woke up late, then he hurried to get dressed. The word then refers to a temporal connection between the events. The next type of coherence is thematic coherence. This ensures that the text consistently addresses the same topic or theme. For example, in this passage, the environmental impact of plastic is alarming. Plastics take hundreds of years to degrade. So these two sentences are conveying the same topic or the theme. In the next example, we have three sentences. Let us see what type of coherence is present in this given example. So the first sentence is Alice loves traveling. The second one is she recently visited Japan and explored many cities. The third sentence is Japan has rich cultural history and beautiful landscapes. So in this example, the word she refers back to Alice. So it connects the two sentences by using this pronoun. So here we have referential coherence. And the next coherence is thematic coherence, because the sentences, all these three sentences are expressing Alice's love for traveling and her experience in Japan. So these are all conveying the same topic. So we have thematic coherence in it. Now let us discuss about discourse structure. Discourse structure is used to organize the text and present ideas, describe how the sentence is related to an idea. It allows us to implement information extraction, text summarization, topic direction, and theme creation more effectively. Here we use words that relates to a part of a text, including sentences or different types of relationship presented in it. So here we involve hierarchical relationships between segments or parts of text. For example, the relationships like cause effect, elaboration, and contrast can be expressed to understand how the text is related to each other. To understand this better, we can apply this discourse structure concept to implement text summarization, in which it can be used to identify the ideas and relationships between sentences and ideas to generate a summary. We can also use this in argumentative analysis. It is used to identify how different parts of the text support or contradict each other. In information extraction, we use this discourse structure to generate structured information from unstructured text. So when we apply this concept, we represent this discourse structure in the form of a discourse tree structure, or rhetorical structure theory is used to apply these discourse structures. So this tree structure, discourse tree structure, focus on the relationship between discourse units. So relationship between sentences or paragraphs or expressed, and we use labels to identify these relationships. We can identify elaboration, contrast, or concept relationships between sentences or paragraphs. So in this tree structure, we have a root that contains main discourse unit representing the entire text, and then the subpart of the tree structure we use a supporting unit to provide background information, and another supporting unit to provide an example for it. Let us consider the passage. I had an exhausting day at work. However, I felt a sense of accomplishment when I completed the project. It was a challenging task, but I enjoyed it then. Here, in this discourse structure, the main unit is I had an exhausting day at work. Contrast is, however, I felt a sense of accomplishment when I completed the project. And this contains the cause-effect relationship, that is, it was a challenging task, but I enjoyed it in that. So like this, the discourse structure shows how the sentences are organized and conveying the ideas and different kinds of relationships, including contrast, conclusion, concept relationship, etc. Let us now consider one more example to understand better how discourse structure plays a very important role in understanding the relationship between different sections. In an essay, we can use this to present the main ideas first, and then the evidences, and then counter argument. Finally, a conclusion can be presented. So each part of text is related to one thing or the other thing, which is relating to other parts of the text as well. So it may convey supporting evidence or conclusion or refutation. For example, in the thesis or in the report, different parts of the report or the thesis are related to each other. So in this lecture, we have discussed in detail about discourse segmentation, text coherence, and discourse structure. Each of these concepts with an example. Thank you all.